I'm glad to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I have conversation tools about the agenda in the international arena and why international law doesn't work. How much should we endure concerning impotence from United Nations, International Atomic Energy Agency, or International Red Cross? I know you're worth subscribing on my channel, as well as liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Also for you, my fellow Ukrainian followers, the Ukrainian subtitles are ready for you. In the current series, it's time for paying attention to the international law and order, which the international war criminal Vladimir Putin dreamt of. As you remember, he has recently visited Mongolia and one of signatory states of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. In spite of the arrest warrant for him, Mongolian authorities failed to arrest the Russian dictator, who is suspected of the deportation of the Ukrainian children to Russia by the court. Mongolia appears to be dependent on Russian energy supplies, as well as India, by the way. What are we talking about when Slovakia and Hungary lobby the Russian gas and oil markets within the European Union? Ukraine absolutely legally blocked the Druzhba oil pipeline, but the reason we continue defending ourselves despite Hungary dares to complain. Unfortunately, there are not enough legal tools to destroy the global evil. But we have the will to decrease all motives of this war directed to zero, whatever they are, either ideological or mercenary ones. Moreover, BRICS allies and the global south countries strengthen their friendly relations with Ukraine and at the same time willingly distance themselves from the country for 124. Do you know why it's dangerous to live in Russia? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There is the universal duty for residents and non-residents to pay taxes and fees. Nothing is free in this world. You think why water from a fountain in your park seems to be free? Due to your taxes, local authorities provide you water for free. To make a long story short, you de facto pay for water willingly. For the reason you pay taxes and fees to Russia, you fuel the enemy's military machine, which aims its missiles, drones and fighters on the civil and energy infrastructure, killing innocent Ukrainians. Not Russian only, there is mortal metal from Iran and North Korea. And how can we believe the Pope when he justifies Russian aggression, criticizes the prohibition of the Moscow Church and calls for peace, which for us will mean surrender? I know that Vladimir Pivnenko fights the influence of Russia on the religious needs of Ukrainians. Additionally, I'm going to make a new video on legal prohibition of the Russian Orthodox Church. The new law of Ukraine enters into legal force on September 23rd. At your request, there may be the English subtitles as in this video. Where have you seen in this world that the clergymen consecrated machine guns and missiles, which then take the lives of the best of us, if not in Russia? Thus, the Russian Orthodox Church is legally forbidden in Ukraine as a necessity of our defense. There is no God in the Moscow Patriarchy. Some of us have already formed Euroscepticism, as it already seems that the West benefits from this war, especially the LGBTQ plus imposition. We have a demographic crisis, and someone starts to conclude same-sex marriages and do other godless things. What's not genocide for you? Today all the others, together with the Russians, reduce childbearing by direct and indirect means. In the United Nations General Assembly say that we cannot force Russia to comply with international law. The organization continues to hope and expect that Russia will perform duties. Oh my gosh, as weak and helpless as Russian pseudo-opposition as Navalny, Karamurza, etc. Why such an opposition is fake? These coward imperialists do not want to lose Russian nuke weapons, and they are still refusing to recognize Crimea as the part of Ukraine. Moreover, so-called good Russians demand to cancel the sanctions against the entire people. But they always voted for Putin, which means that everyone from young to old, regardless of political views, is guilty of the genocide of the Ukrainians. So draw conclusions, ladies and gentlemen. And I once again called on everyone to help Ukraine fight against world evil. Singing Loyal was with you. Vivat Lex.